Delighted to be joined by both Manny Pacquiao and Chris Algieri. Manny, let's start with you. Your opponent is coming off a big win over Ruslan Provodnikov. What about Chris's style are you most concerned with?
His style is he's a boxer, and I watched his last fight with Ruslan, and he showed his toughness there, and he fight good, and he deserved for this fight.
Chris, you're a former kickboxing champion who turned to boxing full-time about 6.5 years ago. You're fighting a Hall of Famer and one of the legends of the sport. What does this opportunity mean to you?
Yeah, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You know, every young fighter dreams about being a world champion. I did that my last fight when I beat Ruslan Provodnikov. Now I get to fight the best in the world. You know, that's what your next logistical step is. You know, logical step after winning a title is to fight the best. And I'm here now, and I'm enjoying the ride.
We'll talk more about your angle here in just a minute, Chris. I mentioned that Chris is a former kickboxing champion. Manny himself is now a two-sport star. He made his debut for Kia Sorrento of the Philippine Basketball Association. We've got some video that was shot for HBO 24/7 we want to show. Manny, how would you describe your game on the court?
I didn't play that much in PBA because I have coming fight, this fight, and I'm in training. But after this fight, I'm going to focus on playing and coaching.
Well, give me an idea what kind of player you are.
Point guard.
Pass first, point guard. Do you like to shoot the rock? Give me the scouting report on Manny Pacquiao, the basketball player.
Well, being a point guard, maybe I need to create games and play in the court and coordinate with other players, my team.
So you like getting other guys involved? I know Roy Jones once played in a pro basketball game the same day he fought and beat Eric Lucas, so maybe that's in the future for you there, Manny. Chris, I don't want to inaccurately portray any part of your story, but there aren't a lot of championship prize fighters that live in their parents' basements. What kind of impact could this fight have on your life?
You know, I don't live at home because you know, I have to. I enjoy it. You know, my family is very close. You know, we're a tight-knit, you know, family from Long Island, and my team is small. You know, my circle is very small and hasn't grown since, you know, since my title win. You know, the only reason I haven't moved out yet really is just because I haven't really wanted to. My home situation is great. I love having my family around. They're here with me in Macau. So, you know, but I think after this fight, I'm going to be looking into moving out, you know, just to get some of the press off my family's back.
There you go. Well, you know, we're both Long Island guys here, so I can vouch for living on the island. It's a great place to be. Now, your nickname, Chris, is the King of New York, but this is going to be your first fight ever, boxing anyway, outside of New York State. Manny is going to be the overwhelming fan favorite in Macau. So how are you preparing for that?
You know, I've spent the last 2 months in training camp at the Venetian in Las Vegas, which is almost identical to the Venetian here in Macau. So I'm very comfortable here. And I've been to fights actually here in Macau when I was here for the press tour. So I'm not really, you know, too concerned about it being any different than what I'm used to.
Manny, the one question in boxing that will not go away when your name comes up is whether or not you will fight Floyd Mayweather. I know that obviously you're focused on this fight, but big picture, if you can take a step back for a minute, what has to happen for the Mayweather fight to happen?
I don't have really an idea about that because I didn't talk to my promoter yet, Bob Arum, and I think right now let's focus and talk about the fight on Sunday because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to people think that we're using his name to sell this fight. So I think we're going to talk about that after this fight.
Well, fair enough. Listen, it's nice to see two guys who are getting ready to fight each other be able to share the same space and not be knocking people over and knocking podiums over. It's been a pleasure talking to you both, Manny Pacquiao, Chris Algieri.
There's a glimmer in your eye. There's something about the way you're training. Talk to me about what's different for this fight against Chris Algieri?
Something different for this training camp we did, because we remembered those early days. I mean, the aggressiveness, the hungerness is there.
You're motivated, you have a smile. There's a confidence about you. Talk to me about why that's back.
I just want to prove that, you know, I still have that fire in my eyes, in my body, to, you know, to show that I'm still in boxing.
When you look at your career, he's at a point right now where he thinks he can do anything. Mm-hmm. You were at that point and you did it. How do you make sure he can't come into Macau and do what you did?
I'm ready for this fight, and I won't let that happen. That what he wants. I mean, like what I said. I'm still in boxing. My time is not the end. So I'm still there. My journey will continue. So
he's a different guy. He's not your typical fighter like yourself. He didn't come from poverty. Had to, struggle. His story is different. He's educated. He's a cerebral fighter. What do you think about Chris Algieri, your opponent?
I understand he's confident right now, saying something, but he don't know what he's talking about. He know what he's talking about, and I think because he never experienced what we experienced. It's just easy to. It's like a politician. It's easy to say something if you don't, experience in that life.
How do you see this playing out? Because he's got some skills, he's got some ability to move. He wants to make you miss. There's no secret about that, because if he stands and exchanges with you, you're more powerful, you're faster. What do you expect from Algieri, the opponent?
I'm expecting him that he's going to moving around, and he's trying to avoid my punches. He's trying to do his speed.
Your weight's very low, your motivation is very high. People want to know, can the Mayweather fight happen in 2015? Gotta ask.
I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that fight will happen, because I've been bothered of that question of thousands of fans, not only media but the fans. And I told them what I'm gonna do. The guy there don't want to fight. I want to fight, and that's the problem. But I want that fight.
The fans want that fight, you want that fight, you just need Floyd to want that fight.
Exactly. But right now, let's focus to the fight on Sunday.
Chris, it's fight week. Did you ever dream that you would be in this moment so confident, not surprised, not overwhelmed, but living the moment?
Yes, I have dreamed it. That's why I can be confident and relaxed in this moment. I have my closest, my team around me, my family around me, my closest friends. So it's been a very comfortable week. It's fight week. There's always a good energy and good vibe. But this is what I've seen in my dreams for so long. We're just filling in the gaps and the details, and we're here now.
One of the biggest differences I see with you two, when I look at Manny, is hunger. He's got to find his hunger. You don't have to go find it.
No, I don't have to be spurred on. I don't need trash talk. I don't have to have a chip on my shoulder to do what I do. I have a passion for this sport, and I think I wear that in everything I do.
When you look at other sports, life in general, there's levels to it. We were fighting on Friday night fights. In February, we did that fight. Then you get your shot. You win a world title. That's every fighter's dream. Most fighters don't get the chance to take on one of the top fighters in their generation. Is this too fast, too soon?
No, I mean, this is how the sport works. You know, you only get a few opportunities, and you got to take them. You know, some are better than others, and I think a lot of guys out there kind of miss opportunities because of money or belief or if they think they're ready or not. You know, I've had the opportunities come, and I've jumped at all of them. You know, that little crack opened in the door of opportunity, and I kicked that mother open. You know, and I'm running full speed ahead. So, you know, so far so good. It's been working out really well, and I think we're in a great place right now.
He's been furious with his work in his camp, wanting to go out there and get his first knockout since 2009. What has your camp been like? What have you been working on?
Being perfect. Going out there and being perfect, fighting a perfect fight, being what we call a master boxer. You know, and this is the sport of boxing, and we want to have a masterful performance. That's what being a master boxer is, and that's been the mantra through camp.
In order to be a master boxer, you have to have examples. Who are the guys that inspire you to look at and say, I'm taking a piece of this guy, I'm taking a piece of this guy because I want to be a master boxer?
I grew up watching, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones, who's here for the event. Those are the guys of the '90s that I really, you know, clinged on to. But even before that, fighters like Alexis Arguello, you know, who was literally almost technically perfect. You know, those are the kind of guys that I looked at. Sugar Ray Leonard, who had some flash to go with his substance. So those are the fighters that I look at, and they were intelligent fighters. They knew what was going on in the ring at all times, and were able to execute game plans.
Where are you better than Manny in the ring?
You know, I think a lot of places, to tell you the truth, you know, not to brag, but it's just I'm a young, hungry guy, like I said earlier. You know, I can utilize, you know, my patience and my skill set, and I understand what I'm good at, but, you know, he's good at that too. He understands what he's good at. But, you know, it's just going out there and being myself. If I go out there and control the space and be patient, you know, the fight's mine.
They might look at you and say, Margarito was taller. Oscar had one of the best jabs in boxing history. So we've seen this. What have they not seen?
Well, I mean, Margarito, you know, not taking anything away from him, he's a great fighter. I'm no Margarito. You know, I've got upper body movement, I've got rhythm, I've got a jab. You know, I'm not a come forward and block and throw kind of fighter. Oscar, you know, who was the guy that I grew up watching and think the world of, but at the time that Manny fought him, he was a shell of himself. And, you know, so that jab and that crispness and that power and that speed wasn't the same as it was when he was, you know, on top of the sport.
Has the thought of losing crossed your mind at all?
No, I don't have that. My mind is victory. That's the way that I approach life. I'm a very positive thinker, and it's worked out so far. You know, that's the way that I approach everything in my life. I think about the best. I think about the positive. I think about what I've prepared for and what I'm prepared to do.
Now the other side. Have you thought about what victory would mean for you, for your life, for your career?
Not too much. I don't want to get too bogged down in thinking about, you know, what the next step is. I think I'm pretty much, in terms of my visualization and seeing the future, I stopped right about here.